So we're going to talk a little bit about Ark 2 because I have some juicy predictions for it. At least I think so. So I don't know if you guys saw, but apparently this is going to be the last year for Ark 1 content. Like, there's gonna be no more events after this. Fjordar's coming out and they're wrapping up this year's events, but there is gonna be, I want to say there's gonna be a little bit of continued support for the first game, and they're also adding all of the old event skins into the Hexagon store, so you can buy them right after. Like right now you can buy the Valentine's Day skins, and on top of that, the anime is premiering this year and it has 14 episodes. That's probably gonna come out, I would want to say December is when Ark 2's anime comes out. Wait, Ark 2 is gonna be update to Ark. No, it's a separate game, so no more holiday themed dinos. Nope, they're gone. There's an Ark Animated Series coming and it's 14 episodes. We don't know what streaming service it's gonna be on yet, but a lot of people think it's gonna be on HBO Max or Netflix, and it's probably not gonna be a show that's released all at once so you can binge it. It's probably gonna be a weekly episode thing. So if we follow that, there's 14 episodes. That means we get 3.5 months of content. The animated series is going to be a precursor, I want to say, to Ark 2. And it's going to be part of the marketing for Ark 2. So if that's the case and they premiere it in December, we will probably get Ark 2 in March, the end of March, early April. That's my prediction this spring. And I also think we're gonna get a trailer for it this summer, maybe at E3 if they do a virtual E3 this year. So far away. When's it out? Nobody knows when it's out yet. These are just my predictions. I'm betting it's Netflix. It's gonna be Netflix or HBO, but I was doing a little research too. People think it's HBO because they just bought some titles for DC. Event dinos about to skyrocket in price. Yeah, true. So my prediction is spring or summer for Ark 2, right after the animated series ends, because the animated series, it follows Helena. She goes on the island. She meets Santiago and all of these other people, and there's warlords on the island where she is too. So what I think is also going to happen is the show is setting up the world for Ark 2. She has these warlords. There's Santiago and all these other characters. They're going to be in the game, and they're going to be big PvE element. I don't think it's going to be a story-driven game like people think. Yeah, it's going to have more story elements, but it's going to be on the side. They're going to take elements from Genesis and Genesis 2 and expand upon those missions. And with the warlords, I think this is what's going to happen with PvE. So you know how in Extinction they have the orbital supply drops and waves of enemies come? I could see them having these warlords in the game and they'll randomly attack your base, or you get a drop and the warlords come and you have to fight them off. I think that'd be cool. The animated series is supposed to come out this year, so my guess is the end of the year, because they said Ark 1 support ends this year. So that tells me we're still getting the Christmas event, and everything for Ark 2 is probably going to follow shortly after. The animated series is going to be first though. So I think even though it seems like it might be more story driven, that's why they have the animated series. So it takes a lot of the story and you kind of just play in this world. I don't see them releasing the animated series at the same time as Ark 2, because the Ark Animated Series is getting people hyped for the game. It's building the world for Ark 2. And right after Ark 2 or the animated series ends, the game follows. But I don't think it's going to be super story driven. I think that's just going to be the animated series. So you already know what's going on. And it's kind of, the characters are there, but you like do missions for them like Genesis. I think if the animated series is successful and they make a season 2, they could explore other areas, and the areas they explore, they just, ideally, they make them go hand in hand. Let's say the animated series is successful and then they have the game and then they do season 2. They could make a DLC offer or an expansion from season 2. Nah, bro, they're not releasing. I can tell you 100% right now, I bet my left nutsack, the animated series is coming before Ark 2. It's gonna be to promote the game. Lastly, Vin Diesel. May sound silly, but I think a lot of people shouldn't be super concerned, because if he actually plays the game as much as he says, he's listed as an executive producer on the game, and they say he has 1,000 hours into the game. And in the past, people have seen he's notified the team about bugs for the game too. So he knows what people like, and they're not going to change the principle of the game completely. They're trying to make Ark mainstream. The show is going to definitely be used to promote the game, and it's going to buy them time to work on the game a little more. Marketing team would be silly not to release Ark 2 for beta runs and having people say, oh, there's a series, let me buy Ark 1 and not have Ark 2. Well, I think Ark 1's going to be obsolete with Ark 2. It's Ark 2, but it's almost like a soft reboot. Like, yeah, you know the history of Ark 1, but I don't think they care about people buying Ark 1 at the end of this year. I don't know. I'm telling you right now, they're not going to release the animated series after Ark 2. But how's it a marketing release fail? They have all these actors tied to the game. They're making the game mainstream. You see this show. Kids are going to see this show. And then they find out Ark 2's coming. There's more to this show. That gets people hyped. That's part of marketing. Like, if you just release Ark 2 and then the show, I don't know. I don't see it. I see them building the world for Ark 2 with the series. Pretty dead without support. Yeah, they're not looking for anything really on Ark 1 after this. They're going full force with Ark 2. That's what I think, at least. In my mind, it doesn't make sense to release Ark 2 before the animated series. The show is to get people used to the new characters. Giving them way too much credit. I just don't see how they develop all these characters or make you care for them without changing the core concept of the game. That's another thing right there. Do we know when the series takes place? It says the synopsis for the series is Helena awakes on the island in a mysterious primeval land populated by dinosaurs and other extinct creatures. People from throughout human history have been resurrected. When 21st century Australian paleontologist Helena Walker awakes there after tragedy, she must learn to survive and find new allies or die again at the hands of ruthless warlords, all while trying to uncover the true nature of their strange world. I just don't see them releasing the game and then doing the same exact thing in show format. They want to separate them but keep them similar. To me, that takes out the element of making the game too linear. Like, they want the story. They want to tell a story, but they also want these characters in the game. So they just separate it. They keep them in the game and you do missions for them. They expand upon Genesis and Genesis 2. Warlords, they're the new enemy. They're an enemy in the game probably. And they attack you. You get a drop. It's kind of like the orbital supply drops from Extinction. It's gonna be cool. We'll see what happens. So this is the trailer for the anime.
When I was a boy, I often would ask my blessed mother to tell me the histories of the gods, of their great loves and their burning hatreds. And she told me stories of paradise, Elysium, and of their places of judgment, the underworld.
To kill another is to take away their past, their present, and
Yeah,
their future.
I agree, Maleficent. I'm
When
saying,
the time comes,
and they've already said it's 14 episodes, and if they do it every week, they have 3.5 months of content to build up the game.
you must do your duty without hesitation.
This looks dope, though.
These are not my stars. And this is no afterlife. If it were, I would see my wife again. I would hold my son in my arms.
I've found in my life that a sense of loss is inescapable. Death smiles at us all.
Check this out. It looks like El Dorado, old school animation. You ready to see this? Yeah, yeah. I'm giving them too much credit too, but we'll see. It probably won't come out like that, but who knows? We'll see if I'm right. So many famous people in this too. Yeah, it looks crazy, dude. It looks crazy. I might be giving them too much credit, but in my mind, that would be perfect. You have Ark the Animated Series, 14 episodes. Ark 1's support just ended. You have 3.5 months. People get attached to these characters. You see a beta, they start releasing game trailers on top of it. You play in this world that they've established with the animated series. It's a hit. Season 2 comes out. That's an expansion. It goes hand in hand, but that's if we live in a perfect world. Apocalypse vibes? Or Apocalypto vibes?
Contains more wonders than you can dream of. Secrets that only I can unlock. Secrets meant for me alone.
Can you feel it?
Why would they release an animated series for a game no one's ever heard about? Well, they don't have to hear about it when you have Vin Diesel, Elliot Page, Gerard Butler, and Kurt Russell attached to it. They don't have to hear about Ark. I'm telling you, it's a soft reboot, bro. It says Ark 2, but that's just my prediction. I'm not saying it's set in stone. It just makes sense in my mind. So we'll see. We'll see. Like, they don't need to hear about Ark with big names like this attached. It's going to be a different vibe, different experience. Just staying true to the original, I hope. Survival-wise, at least. You're gonna reach a broader audience with a show? Yeah, exactly, bro. That's what I'm saying. If this goes how they want, this is gonna explode Ark 2. I'm telling you. It's a fresh start for them. It could be. And it could be something really good. I'm hoping. That's my hope. I'm keeping my expectations low, but this could be such a fresh start for them, man. It could be so good.
Will she be able to survive?
Yeah! There it is! Bro, I'm telling you, I'm gonna turn this down a little bit. People are going to eat this up, and people will buy the game just because they see this show, and their favorite actors are attached to it. We'll see, we'll see. We'll come back to it. We'll see if I was right one day. El Dorado, baby. You can't watch it yet. It's not out. It's coming later this year. No release date, though. Just 2022.
Good boy.
It's Cora? There it is, gamers. Look at this. David Tennant. Elliot Page. Carl Urban. Malcolm McDowell. With Russell Crowe and Vin Diesel, baby. She does look like Cora. 2022. But you see where it makes sense to me? Like, they end support for Ark 1 this year. The animated series comes out. You get 14 episodes. That gives them 3.5 months to get people attached to the new characters, the new world, get hyped up by all the actors. And the actors can promote the game. It could be massive. But we're keeping the expectations low.